Huckles Dot Cook today. I'm here with
Chef Sean.
And today we're gonna
And
make.
who are you?
Oh, Isa.
Isa. Okay.
And
good.
today we're gonna make my favorite lasagna.
Also, your brother's favorite too.
That too, I guess.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off. First thing we need to do, we gotta make the sauce, right? Sauce, and then you need to have the ricotta filling and lots of cheese is the key ingredients for all this. But we'll start off by making the sauce. So the first step we're gonna do is we're gonna get some garlic, 2 nice big cloves of garlic. When you have them, you buy them fresh, they're still with the skin on. So what you're gonna do, take your knife and just give them a smash, and then it comes right out. Next one, same thing. Have a good crack, the skin comes right off, and you have just the cloves of garlic themselves. You're gonna take your cloves of garlic, and remember we always cut it back with your fingers behind, and just give it a quick chop up. So next we're gonna do is we have our garlic. Next we're gonna cut up an onion. So remember what we do, we cut off the top, we give it a little twisty twist, cut off the bottom. We don't want this skin, so we're gonna cut it in half. We only need about half the onion, so this other half we can just, no, we'll just put it inside. So we'll take this skin off here, and the first layer wallet toughness. We'll take all that off, and then once we've done that, quick, fast, and hurry, we'll move this to the side. The good thing is if stuff falls on the floor, I've got a self-cleaning floor, meaning I clean up my floor. So you're gonna take your onion, you're gonna go, remember there's lines on the onion, you're gonna use the lines that God put on the onion for you. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna first take your knife, hold it flat, and with your hand kind of up, your fingers away, you're going to slice into it. You can go almost all the way through. You can do it like 3 or 4 times. So just kind of going through this way here. Then you're going to turn your onion, and with the lines that are on the onion, you're going to follow the lines, and you're just going to cut straight through. Just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to go right through. And then you're going to turn it, and then when you cut across them again, you have nice little diced onions. So now we have all our onions and our garlic chopped up, minced up, ready to go. We're going to take it. We have a pan here on the stove. We have it heated up, about medium heat, with a little olive oil in it. You don't want it screaming hot, but you don't also want it to be ice cold either. So we're going to take our onions and our garlic, and we're just going to throw them right into our pan. And you hear a little sizzle. So that means that the pan is properly heated. We're going to add all this stuff through there. So we're getting a little smell from there. Now we're going to add 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of Italian sausage to the mix. And we will cook this until the sausage and the ground beef are fully cooked. So now we have our onions, our garlic, our sausage, and our ground beef all mixed in here together. You're going to cook them all up until everything is nice and brown. You don't want pink in your meat. You want everything to be cooked in this case. So once everything is cooked and then fully incorporated, so you can't tell what's what, that's when you know you're ready for it to add the next step of goodness. Now you're going to add half a cup heavy cream right to there. Get that going. What you're going to do is you're going to incorporate all that, and you're going to want to cook it for another like 2-3 minutes just so it kind of reduces down a little bit. Some of this liquid will reduce down. Our meat mixture has now, with the cream in it, has now reduced. The cream is reduced by about half. You can tell when it's ready to go and you're properly reduced if you pull your spatula or whatever or spoon across it and it doesn't fill in with liquid right away. So that's when it's ready. Next, we're going to add a can of diced tomato, 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes, and a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And then to that, I have a little mix here. It's about 1 teaspoon oregano, 1 teaspoon of basil, and then I take Montreal steak seasoning, grind it up, and have about 1/2 teaspoon of that. We're going to add that to this as well, and that gives it a really good flavor. And we're just going to add that all in. We're going to mix this up. Once it cooked down, it takes you about 10-15 minutes. The color will change, so it'll get a little bit darker color. The flavors really come out. Everything will be combined to be one nice, delicious sauce. And we'll be ready to add it to our lasagna.
Okay, now for our filling, you take 1 small container of ricotta cheese, about 1/2 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, 4 big leaves of nice fresh basil, about 10 rounds of pepper, and then 1 egg.
Okay, try it again. And just there's one egg.
And 1 egg. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, now we're just gonna mix those all in there. Oh, I might get a bruise tomorrow. Now we're just gonna mix those all in together.
So now that our tomato sauce is cooked down and Isabella bonked and made the beautiful ricotta cheese mix, so we're going to start building our layers. We are going to use no boil, straight into the oven lasagna sheets. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to take a nice healthy scoop and we're going to put a layer on the bottom of our pan of just some liquid. Try to not get too big of chunks in there because you just want to kind of getting everything started off here. Second, we're going to add a layer of sheets. I like cutting the corners off to fill the edges so it gets, as close to the edges as possible. And the corners just go on in there. So put that in and then just fill up the edges. Next, we're going to put a layer of our ricotta cheese. Scoop that on and smear it all over. Just give it a nice little smear over the whole thing. We're going to make about 4 or 5 layers, so divide the whole thing. So now we have our layer of ricotta cheese. We're going to add mozzarella cheese. So it's a lot of cheese. Cheese. So give a nice, healthy thing of cheese. Don't be shy. Don't be cheap, Charlie. Altogether, I like to use about 3 whole cups of mozzarella cheese. On top of the mozzarella cheese, then you add another layer of your tomato sauce. So you're just going to fill it up until the whole thing is nicely covered. And then on top of that goes pasta, thank you. And then on top of that,
ricotta.
And on top of that, mozzarella. And you keep building all the way to the top of your pan.
BONK all day.
Okay, so you ready?
Are you telling me to put it in your oven? No.
No, so that's going to be next. We're going to put a top layer of Parmesan and then mozzarella. Put the lid on. Put the lid over here. Grab the lid. Grab the lid.
How much is going to talk about?
Who else is going to be grabbing the...
I thought you were just saying we're going to
grab recording or not?
Oh, no, it's been recording.
Oh, it's been recording. Okay, so the top layer, we're going to put on 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Give it a nice sprinkle all over. And then on top of that, we are going to take some fresh mozzarella and cut nice little slices of it. And those we will cover the top with. And then this whole thing, we'll put a lid on top of the lasagna. The whole thing will go in a 350-degree oven for about 1 hour. Then we'll crank the heat up to 400 for the final 15 minutes. Take the lid off, put the cheese all over the top. Cut extra because some of it probably is going to get eaten.
Yep.
We have our final delicious last layer of cheese. Most of it went onto the lasagna. Some of it went into your belly. So our lasagna has come out of the oven. Remember we cooked it for 1 hour at 350 degrees. Then we cranked it up for the final 15 minutes. Took the lid off and cooked it at 400 degrees for another 15 minutes. So the edges you see get nice and brown and crispy and golden bubbly. Pro tip, put a pan underneath it. Otherwise all the sauce will bubble over and you fill your house with smoke. Take it on out of there, kiddo. Oh yeah, nice and oopy goopy, all that cheesy goodness. It's falling apart. It's just that good. Bon appetit. Thanks for cooking with us. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.